Narrow down teams in terms of who you're talking to, you look at the teams that have had the most success and the most commitment to the ECHL. I mean, as we've talked about before, there are several affiliations that are kind of like a in the media only type of affiliation where they might get a goalie or one player, where Edmonton traditionally has been a team that is sincerely interested in making a partnership with the ECHL. And the fact that they went to the finals last year certainly helped out things. And in my discussions with people, Edmonton seemed to always come up with the wording is one of the best affiliations in the ECHL is Edmonton. And I think when you look at the finals last year between Reading and Stockton, both those teams are considered to have great partnerships. Edmonton was one of the teams I sat down with at the draft, and it was clear after an hour and a half of our meeting that everybody was on the same page. We talked about running this like an American League team and player evaluations on a game-to-game basis, whether it was an Edmonton contract or an ECHL contracted. They're going to get player evals after 6-game segments here, and maybe there's a guy that's on ECHL deal here in Bakersfield that's having a real good time frame and playing well, and maybe they pick him up. And those guys were certainly on board for that type of environment. Well, I mean, from my end, when I sat down with each NHL club, they asked me what kind of affiliation you're looking for, and for me, a good affiliation is comprised of 5 or 6 contracted players, the ability to have 5 or 6 of your own players that you recruit over the summer months go to their AHL camp, and then maybe possibly 1 or 2 two-way contracts. And when you start adding that up, that ends up being in that 10, 12, 13 player range. For me, that is a good affiliation, and they were on board with that. So, in September, late September, if I go down to Oklahoma City's training camp, I'm possibly going to see maybe 10, 12 players that ultimately could be in Bakersfield come October. For me, that is the equivalent of what I consider a very good affiliation. I mean, some of the biggest things we are selling not only to recruits, to the NHL teams, and to anybody that wants to listen is we are going to change the philosophy and change the mentality here, and one of the areas is to operate as if we're an American League club, but playing it at a lower level in terms of the caliber on the ice. Certainly, the ECHL is, when you look at it's a double A, and the American League is triple A, so certainly there's a fall off in the play, but that doesn't mean within the confines of this locker room and how we operate, we cannot be like an American League team, and that was one of the selling points for me coming here, and it's certainly come to fruition so far, and that's our plan, and that's how we're attacking the summer in terms of recruiting, and it's been nothing but positive feedback.